This is Mood Science, where I talk about emotional well-being and how to feel better, and this is part 2 of my previous video. So I'm going to start where I left off. So I was kind of talking about like how I went from feeling suicidal to feeling like more calm and feeling like I wanted to live and I wanted to find a solution to the problems that I was facing and just the negative emotions that I was feeling. I wanted to be able to develop better coping mechanisms for anything that came my way in life, so that I could truly say that I was confident that I was going to feel like I give my all to life no matter what happens. Basically, I'm going to tell you about the part where I went from, expressing my emotions and using things like 7 cups and talking and just expressing my emotions, to the part where I started to feel confident and talking to myself. Okay, so one day, I'm going to read this out my diary, by the way, because I cannot remember off by heart like everything that I said to myself and everything that happened, so I'm just going to write what I wrote down basically. Okay, one day following this, I was laying in bed and I was thinking negative thoughts about myself, and then a part of myself started crying, and instead of thinking to myself, oh my gosh, I'm going crazy, I decided to treat myself like a child. So I started like I used to get this when I felt really depressed. I would hear like a part of myself, like I would hear myself like crying in my head, especially when I felt like I was trying to suppress emotions. I would just hear like this crying voice. So I decided to treat myself like a child. I'm sorry you are in pain. Please tell me why you are crying. That's what I said to myself. I feel ignored, she replied. I appreciate your attempt to feel better, however, you never speak to me and ask what I think. You always go to others for help and advice. So you want me to talk to you? Yes, I am you, therefore I care about you more than anybody else. I love you more than anyone else. Every time you love someone else and they hurt you, I've just been here heartbroken that you are hurt, but also upset that you didn't come to me first, because I love you more than anyone. How could I not when I experienced every single thing that you experience? This process involved a lot of crying and tears, but I continued to converse with myself until we agreed that we would try harder to love and take care of each other. So what can I do for you now? She told me. Listen to this song. I don't remember which song it was, but it was just this random song that something inside of me says, you should listen to this song. It was definitely a song I hadn't listened to in ages. Probably Ashley Tisdale, probably a song from Headstrong, because I used to love Ashley Tisdale. But listen to this song. And as soon I was out of bed dancing and having fun. We need something to work on, a new way to express ourselves, she told me. A YouTube channel. You used to love creating videos in school. She was right, I did. And I loved working on our own projects. She told me the topic of the channel and the name, and said, when the time is right, I will give you your first video idea. And, well, she did. I mean, I did. Yeah, so, a few days later, I had my first video idea, and if I was going to find a solution to depression, anxiety, and suicidal thoughts, I was going to share them with others. And that is how this channel, Mood Science, was born. So that's basically it. Okay, I'm dressed differently because I'm filming this like at a later point, but yeah, anyway, so what I said before about speaking to myself it basically gave me a realization, and that realization was that the part of myself that was upset with myself and that was kind of beating myself up, and where the negative thoughts stemmed from, was actually the part of myself that loved me and wanted me to survive, which is crazy. So when you have like those negative thoughts and those suicidal thoughts and feelings of like depression, anxiety, that's when you need to communicate with yourself and say, why are you feeling this way, and what could make you feel better, what could motivate you to live, what could make you feel happy, or what changes do we need to make in our lives. And just kind of even just listening to your self listening and getting your emotions out to yourself and showing love and compassion with yourself, kind of like, making up with yourself, because I felt like those thoughts stemmed from inner conflict and feeling bad about myself. And once I got rid of the conflict and the feeling bad about myself, I didn't have those anymore. And if I ever did feel a bit down or a bit anxious, I could always talk to myself again and kind of accept my emotions and listen to music and things and just kind of accept the way I am and plan steps that I was going to do to take to make myself feel better, and then I would feel better. And that was amazing for me. Like, that was so new to me, like, to feel in so much control that no matter what happens, I know that I'm going to speak to myself and I'm going to make sure that I'm okay, because I realized that the emotions that I'm feeling aren't the most important thing. It's constantly reminding myself of the love that I feel for myself and my life that is the important thing. Because, no matter how much pain you're feeling, like, relative to life, or how horrible you feel about things that have happened to you or things that other people have done to you, if you kill yourself, that pain, and like when you're dying, will be more painful than the pain that you've ever felt that someone else has done to you. So, that's you subjecting yourself to that pain, and you have the power to take your pain away, and that's not through killing yourself. The power that you have to take your pain away is through loving yourself and understanding yourself and communicating with yourself and vowing to yourself to make changes in your life that will benefit you and make you happier for your sake, because you're amazing and you're worth it and you're worth living. So I basically connected to myself. I vowed to myself that I would listen to the part of myself that knew my inner calling, and the part of myself that believed in me and knew what was best for me and what I would enjoy. Knowing what you don't want in your life, it helps you to see what you do want in your life. And when you're feeling negative and when you're having suicidal thoughts, that is an alarm going off, like telling you, like, these are the things that I don't like in my life, these are the things that I want to change. So instead of giving in to those feelings, like, communicate with those feelings. Say, I believe there is a way that things can change and that life can get better, and I would like you to tell me how I can change. And you'll be surprised by what comes about, because there's literally a solution to everything. I always used to say you haven't lived until you've thought about dying, because even though that sounds like such a grim statement, it's kind of like, when you're alive and you're just living, like, you don't really ask to be brought into the world, you're just kind of here. So when you're just living your life, like, it's cool, but it's kind of like when you have had a low point and you have felt like, I don't want to be here anymore, and then you bounce back from that, you always have that place to refer to, because that is the point in your life when you decided, let me take ownership of my life, let me change things, let me sculpt my life to the point where, like, I actually feel like I do want to be here. And so thinking about the negative things and what you don't want in your life is really, really helpful when it comes to figuring out what you do want in your life, and it makes your life more purpose, knowing that you could die but you choose not to, because you choose to live. And we're all going to die one day anyway, so it's kind of, why not make the most of the time that we have when the end is inevitable anyway? Why not take the opportunity that we have? Know your reason for living and develop an inner love for yourself. Take actions that lead to you having a happy and more fulfilling life. So when you love yourself more, then you're going to want to look after yourself more and take actions to make your life more happy and fulfilling for you to experience. Now, when I feel down, I express my emotions before returning to the bigger picture, which is my love for myself and my willingness to do what it takes to make myself happy, because I know myself and I know how to go about that. So do you deep down. You don't just survive. Like, when you've overcome like feeling suicidal within the moment and you start to feel like, okay, I feel horrible, but I feel relieved and I feel like I can still be here, then that's when you've survived, and that's great, and it's a great point to get to. But then you want to move from that place of feeling like, okay, I've survived the suicidal thoughts, to feeling like, okay, I'm striving in life. And the way that you get to that point where you feel like you've not just survived and you've not just decided not to kill yourself, but you're actually striving, is when you connect with yourself and you speak to yourself and you love yourself and you verbalize that to yourself and you make sure that you communicate with yourself. I communicate with myself on a daily basis, and I just share my love for myself and, well, express my love for myself, and I check in with myself and I express my emotions to myself, and I come up with action plans every day on like how I'm gonna make the best day possible for me. And it really helps, because now I'm not just, getting by or just being okay, but I'm taking like active participation in creating my life and making my life how I want it to be. And even if things go wrong, I create plans on, okay, this is how I'm gonna deal with this issue. This is how I'm gonna deal with the fact that things didn't go my way. This is my approach. Always thinking about the happiest thing for myself. Even if I don't get what I want up front, I know, okay, this is what I'm going to focus on. Say if one area of my life is going bad, I'll say, okay, well, this one's going quite good, this area, and I really want to develop this, so I'll focus on this. And just focusing on the things that you like and the things that you want in your life, that's enough to transform your whole life. And you don't need to look at the things that are bad in your life and be thinking, oh my god, how do I change this, and just be banging your head. Like, sometimes if you genuinely can't find a solution for the things that are bad, then just shift your focus to the things that are good, and just find any way you can to live your life. Not just survive and just be here and be going along feeling like semi-depressed all the time, but to actually create a shift in your life and to really, 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 really strive and live. Anyway, this video, part 1 and part 2, has been like so long to film, so I hope that was really helpful for you. Thank you for watching this video. Like, subscribe and comment down below. This is Mood Science. This video is about emotional well-being and how to feel better, and I literally just hope that this video really made someone feel better and just really kind of helped you get to know like where I'm coming from, like the journey that I had, and that things do get better and that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And if you opt for a better future, and if you choose for a better future, then there always will be one, no matter what shape or form that it arrives in. That was a tough video, but I got through it, so I'm gonna go chill now and relax and pamper myself. Bye.